In my last episode, I shared how Gachagua spoke boldly from Seattle, saying that Kenya needs reparation. Is positioning himself as the man ready to fight President Ruto. And Karua on the other side might be joining forces with him. But today, let's look at the bigger question shaking Kenya's politics. Among all these leaders, Fred Matiangi, Kalonzo Musyoka, Rigathi Gachagua, Karua, Eugene and Natembeya, who is truly gaining ground and who can stand up to Ruto in 2027. I'm going to talk all these leaders I've mentioned one by one and see who is likely to fight with William Ruto 2027. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dalmas. This is the place where I speak the truth boldly and break down politics in simple words that everyone can understand. I don't fear anyone and I am here to open your eyes. Subscribe now because today's episode will shock you about who is winning and who is fading in the race to challenge Ruto 2027. I'll do this analysis in my own style. I call it Dalmas style. Kenya's political field is getting crowded every day. Everywhere we go, people are asking who can truly beat President Ruto in 2027. Allow me to break it down for you in my style so that you can understand the real game behind the scenes. I want to start with Fred Matiang'i. Once many people thought that Fred Matiang'i will be the surprise candidate for 2027. We know he's respected for being firm and strict, but Matiang'i has no what we call solid political base. I want to say that without fear, Kisi alone cannot give Fred Matiang'i enough votes to become the president of this country. Plus, Fred Matiang'i still carries garbage from the former government of Uhuru Kenyatta, like the accusations of police brutality and connections to the Yara River killings. Everyone has history in this country. So when I bring this analysis, I've done research and why each and every person will challenge Ruto or can't challenge Ruto. Right now, he's very quiet. And that silence is killing his political chances. As things stand right now, Fred Matiang'i is losing the ground. Number two, let me talk about Kalonzo Musyoka. He has been in politics for decades now. He's respected and he commands loyalty in Ukambane area. But his problem is that his image puts him as a permanent debut. People joke that he's always waiting to be number two, not number one. Even if Raila Odinga packs him, Kalonzo lacks the fire to move the masses on his own. He's gaining a little because of Raila's silence, but not enough to look like a serious threat to William Ruto. So Kalonzo Musyoka remains stuck in the middle. When it comes to Rigathi Gachagua, here, listen to me. Rigathi Gachagua is the man causing real trouble for President Ruto. After being kicked out of the government, he has become Ruto's biggest critic. He's winning sympathy in Mount Kenya, especially among people who feel betrayed by high taxes and harsh economy. Rigathi's talk about taking Ruto to the ICC is causing shockwaves right now, but Gachagua also has problems. He carries corruption accusations and sometimes appears rough and oppressive. Despite that, Rigathi, the one shaking Ruto's camp the most right now, among all the challengers, I want to say that Gachagua is gaining the most political muscle in this country. The next person I want to talk about is Martha Karua. Martha Karua is still respected and remains the Iron Lady. She stands for justice and democracy. And the West and civil society love Martha Karua so much. She could give credibility to an alliance, but Karua has no strong fortress on her own. She needs partners like Gachagua or Fred Matiangi to be politically relevant. She's gaining respect, but without alliances, she cannot face President Ruto alone. She needs backup. The next person is Eugene Wamalwa. Eugene Wamalwa is trying to stay peaceful in Western Kenya. He speaks about peace and unity. But Eugene Wamalwa, to me, lacks charisma, and men see him as too soft for the rough game of Kenyan politics. He might become part of a big alliance, but he's not gaining enough on his own to be a serious challenger to President Ruto. Eugene is not growing fast enough to be a real threat to Ruto. Finally, let me talk about this man, George Natembeya. George Natembeya, the wild card in this race. As Trans Nzoia governor, he is bold and fearless. He talks like a man who is not afraid of the president. He is criticizing the president publicly. He's talking about police brutality and bad governance. People see him as a fresh and not tied to old political mistakes. But Natembeya is still new on the national stage. He doesn't have a big political machine or national networks. He's gaining popularity, especially among young people, but he still needs strong partners to become a serious contender. Natembeya is rising, yes, but not yet strong enough on his own to struggle or to fight Ruto 2027. In my own style, let me say it plainly, ladies and gentlemen. Gachagua is gaining the most power right now because he's fighting Ruto directly and making Mount Kenya listen. Natembeya is gaining popularity among young people, while Martha Karua brings credibility but has no numbers. Kalonzo Musyoka is floating in between Eugene, who is too soft, and Matiangi, who is slowly fading away. If anyone will face Ruto in 2027, it's either Gachagua alone or a powerful coalition led by Gachagua, Karua, and possibly Fred Matiang'i. Otherwise, Ruto remains the man to beat. That's according to me. This is DMTV Kenya, ladies and gentlemen, the channel where I break it down simply and tell you the truth without fear. Subscribe right now because the next episode might expose secrets even State House don't want to hear about. Drop the comments in the comment section. Let us engage post-free. Drop your views and they'll open up the next episode. Goodbye.